We have two-year schools, like UROC in my area. Those schools have had the most devastating cuts made to them, and it's tough for middle-class families who might have more than one child in college to afford to send their kids to a four-year university. It's important that we give them a chance to educate themselves, maybe stay at home and go to a two-year school near them while they can work to help pay for their college. We don't want to take that away from them, and I think that's something we have to look at. It might be possible even to take these two-year schools and link them up with a university that's close to them, like UROC might be able to partnership with Whitewater and maybe even share professors and set a path from going to UROC to go to Whitewater if it's possible. I think we need to put everything on the table in order to keep these two-year universities open, because it does affect a lot of middle-class kids and lower-class kids who want to go to school but maybe don't have the means to. The number one question I get asked from people is, who should we vote for president? Or do you like either one of the presidential candidates? The consensus I usually get is the fact that people don't like either candidate. People feel that both of them have a tainted history. So usually I respond by saying, you're right. As a person in of my background, as a teacher, I tried to live my life to get respect from all of my students and from all the parents who I dealt with. I want to be a candidate who is respected, honored, and trustworthy. Someone who says something and goes by what they say. And I think that's what people are looking for in a candidate after I hear them at the doors of saying we want candidates that we feel we can trust, and that have a good back history, and they're disenchanted by the best that both parties can offer. In doing doors, a second question I get asked is, what are we going to do about our funding for our roads? People are very concerned about the roads deteriorating. I know it, and I tell them in the meetings I've attended in townships. We have 15 townships in our district here. That's the number one question that town chairs and people in the township ask, is that we need to find a funding system that we can live with and earmark for roads. And they think everything should be put on the table, that we all should have some shared sacrifice in how we fund our roads. That our roads are becoming a crisis situation in a lot of places. Some are even reverting back to where they're turning some of their paved roads back into gravel roads. And it seems, in their sense, it seems like we're going backwards. And I tend to agree. We need to come up with a funding source, live with it, and take some recommendations from a panel that studies the transportation system and see how we can get everybody involved to pay for our roads. If elected to the legislature, what I hope to achieve is to be able to work with both sides, people on both sides of the aisle. That's one thing I hear quite a bit, is that people are disgusted with the rhetoric from both parties, that they feel that the extreme from the Democratic Party and the extremes from the Republican Party have taken control, and we don't have many people left in the middle ground. I hear from people that they'd like to have more people like Dale Schultz and Tim Cullen, two people who left the legislature, who were able to compromise and forge some agreements between both parties. And so if elected, I would like to model myself after Tim Cullen or Dale Schultz, reach across the aisle and see what common ground we can find. Even though my values are progressive, I do believe there are many Republicans out there who are now seeing that our state needs to take a different direction. And I believe in the Republican Party that there will be those who want to work with the Democratic Party, and I want to find those people in order to forge consensuses that we need to move the state forward. In summarizing my campaign, there's a number of issues that I want to address that I haven't talked about yet. One of them is bringing back collective bargaining for public employees and all employees. I know that we can forge good relationships between employers and their workers, because I've done that as a teacher. I bargained 2 different sessions for our teachers union, and we were able to have very congenial talks, and both sides went away happy when you could have intelligent conversations that foster good relationships. So I would like to see collective bargaining restored so that employees and workers can have good agreements that satisfy both parties. Also, I would like to see voter IDs laws made easier, go back to where we were, so more people can vote. In a democracy, we need to encourage more people to vote, not less people to vote. And so For example, my mother for years counted votes in the township that she lived in. She was the only one who was certified to count votes. She doesn't have a driver's license. For her to go get her voter ID, someone would have to take her to the courthouse, which is 20 miles away, and so it makes it difficult for her to get that ID. And here's someone who counted votes for a number of years. So we need to make it easier for people to vote, not make it harder for them. I would even favor a system like Oregon where you can vote through the mail. It's important that we hear from the voices of all people in our democracy. So many young people are turned off by it, and the sooner we can get them to vote, the easier we can make it, would be better. Another issue I'm concerned about is voter ID. We should encourage more people to vote, not less people to vote. We shouldn't make it as difficult for people just because they live in a city like Milwaukee to make it difficult for them to go get the ID they need to vote. All people should have a voice in our democracy. But the environment also brings up another concern. Water quality has deteriorated in some parts of the state. We all know the story what happened in Flint, Michigan. We need to make sure that we don't privatize any water in Wisconsin, that it stays under the control of the people in the municipalities, and we need to be concerned about the people who live in rural areas and their water quality, because that's going to become a bigger issue as our population continues to grow. Finally, we need to have an agenda where women are treated equally with men in the workplace. We still know that women do not make the same amount of money as men for some of the jobs that they do. I think we've moved toward making our state more equal, but we have a lot of work to do to make sure that continues, that women are treated fair in the workplace. I'd like to thank the Oregon community for having me here. I've been a substitute teacher in this community for the last 5 years. Your community has grown on me. I enjoy coming over here, and it's been very fun meeting so many people at the doors, and I hope I can earn your vote on August 9th for the 43rd Assembly seat. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anissa Welch. I live at 404 West Madison Avenue in Milton, Wisconsin. I am the mayor of the city of Milton, and I've served 2 previous terms on the Milton City Council. I work for Rock County. I'm a juvenile probation officer, and I've been employed by Rock County for 23 years. I am running for the 43rd Assembly seat that previously was held by Representative Andy Jorgensen. I have been a strong progressive my entire adult life. I started off as a president of AFSCME 2489, fighting against the privatization of our Rock County jobs. I also completed the UW Leadership Academy training. I've also been working with families and children and advocating for policies that make their lives better and everybody's lives better overall. I have lots of experience in being a public servant due to my 23 years working for Rock County, but also being an elected official on the Milton City Council and being elected mayor. My strong background and my experience makes me uniquely qualified to be a 43rd Assembly representative. I believe I have a very strong foundation and a very firm understanding of how intersectional the issues are at the state level, the county level, and the local level. I have a very good understanding of when policies, regulations, and laws are passed, how they are actually going to be implemented, and how families and children are going to be impacted in southern Wisconsin. As you know, there are many rural family farms that are in this district, and they have unique needs that aren't necessarily the same as some of the more urban areas. It's important that your assembly representative understands the various needs that all of the residents of the 43rd district have and can actually build those relationships and make those connections so we all have a more positive, hopeful future going forward. I graduated from the University of Whitewater, and I have 3 adult children, and I raised these children as a single parent. And I raised them in a community that valued families and being supportive and being very family-centered. I believe that all families and children deserve to live in that type of community. My oldest daughter is a nurse at UW-Madison. My oldest son is a school teacher, and my youngest son is a Marine. I also had the great experience really of having my grandparents' farm to grow up on weekends. And oftentimes that's where I would be spending my summers and my winters. So I have this understanding of the rural life and some of the challenges that our rural families face. Not only that, my entire immediate family have careers as public servants. And one thing that has really changed my life is having a Marine as a son. Once you become a military family, you never look at the military the same, and you have some compassion and understanding and appreciation that maybe wasn't as strong as before your family member signed that contract to put their life on the line for all of the citizens of the United States so we can continue to live free. I have been a champion for union workers, for collective bargaining, for policies that lift families and children up. I'm in favor of prevailing wage. I'm in favor of raising the minimum wage. I believe that we have the resources and the ability to invest in the state of Wisconsin, so all of us are doing better, and collectively we're working together to achieve those goals. I will continue to fight for policies and for regulations that are going to put us back on track and put our focus on that Wisconsin idea that is so important to our state. And you can contact my campaign at anisawelch.com, or you can contact us at 608-289-4543. And of course there's a Facebook page, Anissa Welch for Assembly. I'm so happy that I got to spend time with Oregon Cable and share my background and my experience and what I want to do for the voters of the 43rd Assembly.
I'll leave you. You say and hold me, baby. Tell me only, well, that someday when we'll be through, well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave me. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well, that'll be the day. That'll be the day. That'll be the day. That'll be the day when I die. Yeah, if we ever do this again. Another story time, way back when I was just a little itty-bitty kid, first starting out playing this type of music. I lived in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, a very small town. And then one of our first gigs as a band, we went to just a little bit south of us at a place, what was the name of that, Greg?
Huh?
What was the name of the town?
Place, Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. And, some people are like, yeah, sure, we used to go there all the time. There was a place called Virgil's Valley Inn, and back in those days, it was primarily the old-time music, the accordions and that would play down there. Well,
we said, what the heck, let's go down there and play rock and roll. Oh, I know. Yeah. So we went down and Virgil said, okay, you can play here, but we're not going to pay you. You just have to take money at the door. So I think it was like 50 cents to get in is what we charged. Oh, yeah, sure. The first week we played there, we played 2 weeks in a row. The first week we played there, we had probably, 20 people. It was just packed.
I wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. He was too young. But the next week, we played there, and there was over 200 people at that door. Because in that neck of the woods, there wasn't that many, I'm fairly old, so there wasn't that many rock and roll bands at that time in that area. And it was just packed, and Virgil went, oh my God. So from then on, he said, I'll tell you what, no, I'll give you just $100, I'll take all the money. And he raised the price up to $1. So we made decent money at that time, but it was fun. This was one of the songs that I sang, but I'm not going to. He's going to.
Well, you're going to help.
I'm going to help. And I helped.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. Take me for a trip upon your magic swirling ship. All my senses have been stripped, and my hands can't feel to whip, and my toes too numb to step. Wait only for my boot heels to be wandering, and I'm ready to go anywhere, and I'm ready for to fade onto my own parade. Cast your dancing spell my way. I promise to go under it. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you.
Staying in the vein of the folk songs.
You gonna sit in, Neil? No, I guess not.
Sorry, this is an instrument that was actually designed to torture guitar players. It's got 12 strings, none of them are ever in tune with each other. And so it's just an absolute bear to keep in tune and whatnot. So, that's why they call it rock and roll.
Here's some music from Arlo.
Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rail. 15 cars, 15 restless riders, 3 conductors, 25 sacks of mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out of Kankakee and rolls along past houses, farms, and fields, passing trains that have no names, freight yards full of old black men, and the graveyards of the rusted automobile. Good morning, America, how are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing card games with the old man in the club car. Penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Pass the paper bag that holds the bottle. Feel those wheels rumbling beneath the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpet made of steel. Mothers with their babes asleep, rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Good morning, America, how are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm a train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Nighttime on the city of New Orleans. Changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness, rolling down to the sea. But all the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream, and the steel rails still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings his songs again. The passengers must please refrain. This train's got the disappearing railroad blues. Good night, America, how are you? Said, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm a train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.
Okay, now it's time for something totally different. Yes.
Stand back, boys and girls.
Yep.
Deep breath. There it is.
You notice how I'm not changing anything? He has to do all the changing. That's what I
Changing.
Corbell?
I haven't made it clear yet, but. All right, this next song is the one we're going to play. And you probably think this is a banjo, right? How many strings does a banjo have? Who knows? 4? 5. How many strings does this have? 8. Good guess. Close. You were close. This is a guitar like a banjo. It's tuned exactly the same as a guitar, but it sounds like a banjo. So it makes people who can't play banjos but can play a guitar play a banjar. In 1814 we took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we fought the bloody British in the town of New Orleans.
Fired our guns and the British kept a coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was
Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
It's my brother's solo. Well, we looked down the river and we seen the British come. There must have been 100 of them beating on a drum. They stepped so high and they made their bugles sing. We stood beside our cotton bales and didn't say a thing.
Fired our guns and the British kept a coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began to run it on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
Up, 2, 3, 4, around and 6, 7, and 8.
Go. Start. Play. Sing.
Well, old Hickory said we could take him by surprise if we didn't fire muskets till we looked him in the eyes. We held our fire till we seen their faces quail. We opened up the squirrel guns and really gave them something.
Fired our guns and the British kept a coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began to run it on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bushes where a rabbit couldn't go. Ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch him down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we fired our cannons till the barrels melted down. Then we gabbed an alligator and we fought another round. We filled his head with cannonballs and powdered his behind. And when we touched the powder off, the gator lost his mind.
Fired our guns and the British kept a coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began to run it on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bushes where a rabbit couldn't go. Ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch him down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Anybody here know what perfect pitch is?
It's not us.
It's the sound a banjo makes when you throw it into a dumpster.
Oh yeah, oh good. Don't you? Oh yeah. There's a song for Randy. Yeah, sure. Sit back there.
I'll be there in a minute.
I know. I'm waiting for you to catch up.
Catch up.
Yeah. Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down that eastern seaboard. I got my diesel wound up and it's running like I never before. There's a speed zone ahead, all right, and I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. I got me 10 forward gears and a Georgie overdrive. I'm taking little white pills and my eyes I'm opening wide. I just passed a Jimmy and a white. I've been a passing everything in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby goodbye. I could have a lot of women, but I'm not like some other guys. I can find one to hold me tight, but I can never make believe it's alright. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, the ICC is a checking on down the line. I am quite overweight, and my logbook's way behind. But nothing bothers me at night. I can dodge all them scales all right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
What? Well, I know. You get most of the money anyways. It's okay. All right.
Well, my rig's a little old. That don't mean she's slow. There is thunder from her stack and that smoke is blowing black as coal. My hometown is coming in sight, and if you think I'm a happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
What time is it? Are we done yet? No. Jesus Christ.
Where's the beer?
Okay. All right. We've got a few more songs. We've been doing this trip down memory lane. Are there any Gordon Lightfoot fans?
A few.
2. Well, bad news. We're going to
For the
do
rest
one
of
of his
you.
songs. Okay. Matt, we're going to do probably 2 of his songs.
Okay.
We were going to do like 5, but
Yeah.
he doesn't like Gordon Lightfoot.
I love Gordon Light. We're gonna wait till we get. Oh, we got some greats. Oh man, wait till we get. Oh,
Oh, I
we
know.
might not have time for them. Those good songs.
How long are we supposed to play?
Well, about 12 minutes according to the clock on the wall.
Okay. Well, we better get to the good ones then, huh?
Yeah.
That's what you get for loving me. That's what you get for loving me. Now everything you had is gone, as you can see. That's what you get for loving me. I'm not the kind who hang around with any new love that I found. 'Cause leaving is my stock and trade. I'm moving on. I won't think of you when I'm gone. So don't you shed a tear for me. I'm not the love you thought I'd be. I've had 100 more like you, so don't be blue. I'll have 1,000 before I'm through. That's what you get for loving me. That's what you get for loving me. Now everything you had is gone, as you can see. That's what you get for loving me. That's what you get for loving me. That's what you get for loving me. You remember how to play this one?
No, but that's okay.
Okay.
Tell them the story.
Oh, we should probably, yes.
Tell them the story.
Brother Bill and I, many years ago, did this song at a, it was kind of like a talent show in Mount Horeb. And so Bill and I got together and we thought, we love our mother so much, we're going to do a song. And the song is Let It Be. In the song, Mother Mary Comes to Me, well, this was a song that Paul McCartney wrote about his mother, who imparted wisdom to him when he was feeling bad. And so he thought, what would be better than doing the same thing in tribute to my mother? My mother was so embarrassed. She crawled out of the place. I mean, it was just, and we're watching Mom kind of, that's the story. Huh? This Mount Horeb. Yeah.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Brother Dan.
And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Great. One more time, get it right. Thank you. You're welcome. And I screwed up.
And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine on till tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
For Mother Mary. Do this one and then your last one. Okay.
I get time for about 2 more. I'm sorry to say, but that's it. But I like to do this one because I don't get a chance to do this very often, and I sang this for a friend of mine funeral, and it was cool. I tell you, I enjoyed the heck out of that. I had a big chorus behind me and everything. So we'll see how it goes. Why me, Lord? What have I ever done to deserve even one pleasures I've known. Tell me, Lord, what did I ever do that was worth loving you, or the kindness you've shown? Lord, help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus, I know who I am. But now that I know that I've needed you, so help me, Jesus, my soul's in your hand. Tell me, Lord, if you think there's a way I can try to repay all I've taken from you, then maybe, Lord, I can show someone else what I've been through myself on my way back to you. Lord, help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus, I know what I am. But now that I know that I've needed you, so help me, Jesus, my soul's in your hand. Lord, help me, Jesus, I've wasted it, so help me, Jesus, I know what I am. But now that I know that I needed you, so help me, Jesus, my soul's in your hand. Jesus, my soul's in your hand. Thank you very much. We got time for one more, little brother.
Which one do you want to do?
Well, how about your well, you did one, I don't care.
The,
You can do that one, you can do that one, that one would be good, yeah. Lord, I thought the other one would be.
oh, okay, that was good. That one.
Ricky Nelson.
No, this is good.
Oh, no. We'll get it next time.
Trouble.
Or talk to Randy.
Ricky Nelson.
Oh, shut up. Boy, when they let the door and anybody come in, they just bring in all sorts of riffraff, don't they? My goodness.
Well, let's hear it for Rick.
This one's for Randy, but only if we do it good.
So, this doesn't go, yeah.
That will sound good.
Yeah. This is something we're all hoping for this time of the year.
Chorus.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Close enough. All right. Are you ready, big brother?
I hope so.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. I said it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun. I said it's all right.
darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. I said, it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, sun, sun,
I quit.
here it comes.
Sorry, that's okay.
Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. I said, it's alright. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. I said, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
It was close. It was close. Not perfect, but it was close. Something's not ready in the kitchen, I'm taking.
You got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's another Gordon Lightfoot tune. Oh, I should probably turn it to the right page.
Well, that's Traveling Man, that would be for.
I know the song. I don't have here.
There's a house on a hill by a worn down weathered old mill in the valley below where the river winds. There's no such thing as hard times. She's a soft southern flame. Oh, Cotton Jenny's her name. She wakes me up when the sun goes down, and that wheel of love goes around, wheel of love go around. Love goes round, love go round. It's a joyful sound. I ain't got a penny for Cotton Jenny to spend, but then the wheels go round. And a new day begins. I go down to the Cotton Gin and I make my time worthwhile to them. Then I climb back up again, and she waits by the door. Oh, Cotton Jenny, I'm sore. She rubs my feet when the sun goes down, and that wheel of love goes around, wheel of love go round. Love goes round, love goes round. It's a joyful sound. I ain't got a penny for Cotton Jenny to send, but then the wheels go round. In the hot, sexy South, where they say, well, shut my mouth, I can never be free from the cotton grind.
Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, August 1st, 2016 at 5 p.m. This is a meeting of the Oregon Village Board, which I would like to call to order and request roll call, please.
Grenier,
Here.
Brethauer,
Here.
Staten,
Here.
Poole,
Here.
Boudreaux,
Here.
Bollig,
Here.
Carpenter. Here.
Thank you. We're all present and accounted for. Item 3 is swearing in of Police Officer Lucas Shepbach. I would like to welcome Lucas, family, friends, our officers, support staff, and so on to this meeting to take part in this important ceremony that we do. So Chief Ewell will make a few comments and we'll do the swearing in.
All right, I'm going to stand over here so I don't have my back to everyone. Good evening. On behalf of the men of the Oregon Police Department and the men and women who work there, I'd like to welcome you to the oath of office for Lucas Shepbach. It's the mission of the Oregon Police Department to safeguard the lives and property of people we serve, to reduce the incidence and fear of crime, and to enhance public safety while working with a diverse community, to improve the quality of life. Our objective is to do so with honor, integrity, while at all times conducting ourselves with the highest ethical standards to maintain public trust and confidence. The men and women of the Oregon Police Department promote a safe environment through police and citizen interaction and by equitable enforcement of the laws of the Village of Oregon and the state of Wisconsin within the framework of the Constitution of the United States of America. The members of the Oregon Police Department are committed to working together as a team by being innovative, professional, and responsive to public safety concerns for our citizens. We have created an organization staffed by highly motivated, dedicated.
I think your mic just went out.
Hello?
Maybe get away from it.
How about here?
Yeah.
Got it now?
No, it's still dead.
Still dead.
I think the battery's dead. Sorry.
Right? How about this? Now I'm going to have my backs to you guys.
That's okay. It's okay. I think you were at till death do us part.
Right, all right. I'm going to start the paragraph over, though. The members of the Oregon Police Department are committed to working together as a team by being innovative, professional, and responsive to the public safety concerns of our citizens. We have created an organization staffed by highly motivated, dedicated, and competent personnel, and we are pleased that Lucas has accepted our offer to become a valued member of the team. A little about Lucas. Lucas currently lives in Stoughton and graduated high school from McFarland. He went to college at UW-Platteville, where he earned a degree in criminal justice. While in college, Lucas had the opportunity to work with the U.S. Marshal Service and intern with them. Lucas comes to us as a recent graduate of the Blackhawk Technical College Police Academy. It is with great honor and pride that we swear Lucas in as the newest member of the Oregon Police Department. I would now ask that our Village Board President, Steve Staten, step forward to formally deliver the oath of office.
Wireless should work if you want to try it.
Try the wireless.
Are we on? Yeah.
Yep.
Lucas, we have to trade this back. I will give you a copy to read. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Lucas M. Shepbach, do solemnly swear that I will support and comply with the Constitution of the United States of America.
I, Lucas Shepbach, do solemnly swear that I will support and comply with the Constitution of the United States of America,
The Constitution and laws of the state of Wisconsin, the charter laws and ordinances of the Village of Oregon,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Wisconsin, the charter, laws, and ordinances of the Village of Oregon,
the rules and regulations of the Village of Oregon Police Department, and the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics.
the rules and regulations of the Village of Oregon Police Department, and the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics,
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as a sworn officer of the Oregon Police Department. I will assume my duties as of August 1st, 2016.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as a sworn officer of the Oregon Police Department. I will assume my duties as of August 1st, 2016.
Thank you, and congratulations. So if we just go around the table, we can start with questions and so on.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, welcome.
Congratulations.
Pleasure to meet you.
Congratulations, thank you, sir.
Okay. Sign it here.
Or track.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations.
So I'm not going to repeat the comments that Chief made, but I certainly support those, and I have great respect for our Oregon Police Department. There's great leadership in the chief. Support staff do a great job, and our officers do a great job. And Lucas is stepping into a real fine organization. It's going to be a great place for him to start his career. So welcome, and congratulations, and best wishes for success. I'm sure you will be. You bet. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll go to item 4. The village board will adjourn in a closed session during the meeting pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 19.851E to discuss tax increment financing and TIF number 4 for the hotel project. So we need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Carpenter,
Yes.
Brett Howard,
Yes.
Boudreaux,
Yes.
Grenier,
Yes.
Poole,
Yes.
Staton,
Yes.
Bollig,
Yes.
Thank you. So we will go across the hall, so folks can stay right here, and we will return. Good evening, everyone. We're back in open session after a short closed session. We are at item 6, discussion and possible action regarding consideration of tax increment grant agreement for the hotel development. So, you want to give your report first,
Yes.
Mr. Race?
I'd be happy to. So, what's in the packet is an email from Eric Lund, one of the developers of the proposed hotel, and they started doing the soil testing, and not surprisingly ran into some issues with it, and are asking for another additional $140,000 of TIF incentive to continue with the project. And the board in closed session agreed to that, and which now provides an incentive over $700,000 to the developer. But I want residents to know that this is a pay-as-you-go. So this is not, we're not providing the money upfront to the developer. Developer will receive this back after they pay their taxes on the property once it's developed. And it's projected to take about 10 to 12 years as a payback on the project.
Okay, thank you. So we have no further action to take tonight, right? We're all set.
Well,
Or do you want a
you,
motion?
you could approve the agreement contingent on the agreement being revised to add the 140 to it. If you look under 6, Steve,
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'll make that motion.
Which item is it, Mike?
6. It's
Okay.
consideration of the,
Okay, I'm sorry. I
That's
misread
okay.
that, yeah. Okay. So we have the motion to approve the tax increment grant agreement. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
so the agreement has to be revised to include the additional 140,000, and there's a couple little tweaks the attorneys have to make in it, but it's basically done.
Okay.
So we'll finish it and get it signed, and
It sounds like the developer's ready to get this done.
yes,
then.
he's actually,
Before we go.
he was really encouraging the board to approve the agreement tonight, so
Okay.
I'm glad we're doing it.
Okay, very good.
So,
So we have the motion second to approve the tax increment grant agreement for the hotel development. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, that will go forward.
Good,
It'll make a
thank
lot of
you.
people happy, yeah. So item 7 is public appearances. Item A, we have a public hearing for Daniel Donahue, agent for the Chocolate Keeper and Quirky's Custom Bakery LLC. Has filed an application for a Class A intoxicating liquor license with the village clerk for the Village of Oregon for the property at 105 South Main Street, known as the Chocolate Keeper, Oregon, Wisconsin. So I open that hearing. Dan, if you want to come to the mic, please, and explain what you have in mind. Welcome.
Hello. So I'm Daniel Donahue, 240 Prairie View Street in Oregon, Wisconsin.
Elizabeth Donahue, also at 248 Prairie View Street.
Welcome to both of you.
Thank you. So I think you have our application for a liquor license. We're looking to add wine and some basic spirits to what the Chocolate Caper carries, things that are directly sort of tied into the chocolate, wines paired with the chocolate, probably a chocolate wine in there. Not a huge, we're not looking to turn into a liquor store by any means, but to supplement what we offer. I noticed in the packet that our sales and service policies and procedures looked like it got cut off, so I do have full copies of that. And our management experience wasn't in there, so I do have full copies of that as well if anyone wants that. So I did bring those, and I just don't know if you guys have any questions or.
Anyone have questions?
No.
Okay. Anybody else wish to address the board as part of the hearing? Okay, thank you. I will then close the hearing. And we'll go to the next item, which is discussion and possible action, which is the action be consideration of Daniel Donahue, agent for the Chocolate Keeper and Quirky's Custom Bakery LLC's request for a Class A intoxicating liquor license for the property at 105 South Main Street, known as the Chocolate Keeper. So we need a motion, please.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
Thank you. So do we have discussion or questions? Anything, anyone? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
You're all
you very
set.
much.
good luck.
Thank you.
And item B is discussion with Mahendran Namasivayam regarding new liquor store at 905 North Main Street, which is formerly Alpine Liquors. There will be no issuing or granting of an alcohol beverage license at this meeting. So, welcome.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mahendran Namasivayam. I'm here to obtain the liquor license for 905 North Main Street, formerly called the Alpine And I'm in the liquor industry for last 26 years. And I'm currently owning 4 liquor stores, 2 in Madison, 1 in city of Lodi, 1 in village of Sauk City. And I have about 16 workers. They are working for me, and they were doing a wonderful job. And because of them, I don't have any violation, no ticket, nothing like that. So the credit goes to my workers, and all my staffs completed the Learn to Serve exam, and also they are all valid bartending license holder. And she's my daughter, Shwanti Mahendran. She's also helping me for the last 8 years.
So I'm just going to finish up talking. My name's Shivanthi. I do help my father for the past 8 years, but I also work as a nurse at a clinic for the past 12 years. So between us as well as a manager, we take care of all of the stores. Today we want to apply for a liquor license. We've turned in our application already for 905 Main Street, and we just want to become part of this community since we've had the experience for 26 years. We've been in this rodeo for a while. We like working close to our community as well as our liquor reps, as well as our city elders. I please ask you to ask for references and ask about us because we like having that good relationship with our community and everyone. We've also received the tobacco sales certificate in all of our stores. All of our employees have gone through not only the training that we require, but what the state requires for serving as well as selling tobacco products. Well, not serving, sorry, selling alcohol products. Each of our store does sell tobacco, hard liquor, wine, beer products, as well as some snacks. However, each store is customized for its demographic. So some stores do sell kegs, some don't. So it would kind of depend on your community if it's a want or a need for it. And if it is, then we not only have to abide by the law, but we have our own policies that we and requirements that we took in hand to make sure it reduces the risk of selling to minors. So in front of you is an example of our keg deposit slip, and it just goes through everything, asking from the license as well as the person who's picking up, as well as anyone with the person picking up is of age, that this keg is going to be at a party that is of legal drinking age, and they take responsibility if, say, our chief goes there and pays them a visit, that if there are minors, we know what happened, where it happened at. So this kind of helps us just control that as well. At our downtown store, we don't sell anything less than that 375 milliliters because it's right near campus and we have the kids there. So we don't do any of the miniatures or anything smaller than 375 milliliters. In end, we would just want to be part of this community. We want to start our own business here, and we want the experience. We have the experience and the good track record to show how we've worked with our communities. We hope that you would like to have us not only represent this village as our business, but also as individuals. We would love to represent this village as our individuals. Do you guys have any questions, concerns?
I noticed that you give back to the community that you have your businesses located in. You mentioned that you donated to various police departments.
We do. So in a lot of the counties, Dane, Lodi, and as well as like in the Sauk counties, a lot of the police departments do fundraisers for kids. So they'll do kids who aren't as privileged, getting like back to school supplies. So we donate money to those organizations. In Lodi, I know a lot of the locals, they, if say like their neighbor got cancer or something happened, that they do a benefit concert, we either donate items that people do like a silent auction or money. It depends on what they're looking for. But yeah, we do.
Have you had police do compliance checks at your businesses?
We have. They'll come and they'll do like where they send minors and
Yeah.
everything, correct. So we've gotten the certificates for the tobacco. I don't think they give us certificates for the alcohol, but they do check, and especially with our downtown store, it's right on the corner of Bassett and Main. So we're right down the street from the Mifflin Street Party. So the cops are always right around us, but we just want that good relationship between not only our customers, the police department, the business. We don't want anyone feeling intimidated. So yeah, so they have definitely checked on us, and we encourage it because it keeps our employees on their toes too, because we want that.
So you've had no violations?
No, sir.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So, in fairness, I think your presentation is fantastic, and I'm very impressed by both of you and what you bring to the table and what you're offering to the village. And that said, I feel as if we're kind of putting the cart before the horse a little bit, in as much as we haven't really discussed whether we want to have another liquor store in addition to Bill's and J.L. Richards in the village at this point. And it seems like I'd like to have that conversation with potential occupants notwithstanding, at like a philosophical level.
Yeah.
I'd like to have that answered.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I would too.
So I shared that with you only in as much as in my mind right now while I'm listening to your presentation, and I'm very impressed with your presentation. In the back of my mind, I have this gap where I don't know where the board stands with regards to wanting to continue that space as a liquor store.
And we kind of knew this coming into it. That's why we kind of were more reserved of applying. I don't know if you guys know, but I had called Candy and I had introduced myself some time ago, telling her that we would like to start a liquor store here, but we've heard that you kind of want to limit that. So we don't want to impose ourselves on a community that doesn't want us to open a business there. So that's why we waited. And she was like, go ahead and put your application in and let's just get things rolling and we'll see where it goes. So we are fully aware of this and everything. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
And this wouldn't be about you having a liquor store here. It would be about, do we want a liquor store there at all?
Exactly, sorry, that is exactly
Yeah.
what I meant.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Thanks for picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? And as Jeff said, good presentation. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll see
Thank
where it
you.
heads.
Yeah.
We will then go to item C, which is discussion with Patrick Makovec and Stacy Lissow of Monumental Enterprises regarding the liquor store at 905 North Main Street, formerly Alpine Liquors. Again, no issuing or granting of an alcohol beverage license at this meeting. So Patrick and Stacy, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name's Patrick Makovic. I have been in the liquor business for about better than 30 years. I originally bought a store on Regent Street in 1986 called Mike's and Regent. May of 2008, I bought Party Port, which is located at 2901. Sorry, my voice is a little really light today.
He bought in 2008. He bought Party Port at 2901 University Avenue, and then that same year he also purchased McFarland Liquor in McFarland. In 2009, he purchased Village Liquor out in Cottage Grove, and then this past December we just purchased Liquor Town on Williamsburg Way in Fitchburg. He's obviously been in business for many years. I didn't know I had to have a presentation, or I absolutely would. I just was told it's just information. I've been in very close contact with Kathy Suter and Gary Suter, who own the building. I do have a contingent lease right here. Obviously is contingent on the approval of our liquor license. And which you guys can all have copies. So, I mean, and we know that what you had said about maybe not even wanting another liquor store in the town. We are a member of the chamber in all of the towns that we have stores in. We donate to the K-9 units. Any police fundraisers, the firemen's festivals in Cottage Grove, we donate gift certificates, money, products, whatever they need. I know we just donated the $150 to the the cops are kids, and then for the canine, they're trying to get the canine dog in McFarland right now. We just donated to that a few months ago. We're all about the community. We're all about, trying to help and, working with the local police department as well, and, just making it profitable for us and, and a good place to have a business in your town.
So how about my question about compliance checks? Have they happened at your stores?
They have happened at our
Passed all
stores,
those?
and we have always had good compliance. We actually just did a few weeks ago, and everything is good as far as that's, at all the stores. I will be honest, I did receive a ticket 3 years ago for, I did get a ticket for a sale to a minor. And cigarettes, not liquor, cigarettes. And they dismissed his ticket, and I paid mine and paid it right away. And unfortunately, I misread the ID. I thought it said January of that year, and it was 11 of that year, so I just misread the ID, and obviously I take full responsibility for that, and I absolutely look a lot harder now.
Well, you did the right thing with your forthrightness to us, too. That's
Right.
what we expect. So
Yep,
good
yep.
for you. Yeah. And we just don't want to see a track record of problems.
Oh,
it sounds
absolutely
like.
not. Absolutely
That's
not.
good for either one. Okay.
All of our employees are very well trained. We now have changed our policies to where you have to be 21 to purchase cigarettes in our stores. If you're not 21, you're not even buying cigarettes. You gotta be 21 to enter my stores, any one of my stores.
Okay. Good for you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, again, thanks to you also.
Can I leave a copy of this,
Yes,
so you
please.
have that?
Please do. Can leave right here with our
Yep.
clerk, and it can be distributed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we've got item 7D, and that one, Mike, is on hold till next week, right?
Next meeting.
Yeah. I'm sorry, on the 15th. Yep. Okay. So item 8 is approval of minutes, of which there are none. Item 9 is approval of vouchers. Looks like Lisa's been spending lots of money here. It's $2,760,147.46.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. I want to see if she's listening. Are there questions?
I have a question. On the item 8175, the Struck and Irwin fence repair,
Yes,
is that something we can be reimbursed by insurance for?
I've actually submitted an insurance claim for the Struck and Irwin plus the labor that Public Works used to remove the tree from the fence,
Okay, thank you.
minus the deductible that we'd have to pay.
Right. That's all I have.
Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, we have motion second to approve vouchers in the amount of $2,760,147.46. Roll call, please.
Folly,
Yes.
Boudreaux,
Yes.
Grenier,
Yes.
Poole,
Yes.
Brethauer,
Yes.
Carpenter,
Yes.
Staton,
Yes, that passes 7-0. Thank you. Item 10 is community input. This allows members of the community to provide information to the village board. Anyone who would like to address the board tonight? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to item 11, proclamation and announcements. Item A is board comments. Anyone?
I just have a small comment. As you've noticed, our downtown and the three girls that have been planting all the flowers, it sure look nice. It's Gary Dish's wife, Lynn Johnson, and Marty Berman. They did a fantastic job, and it surely looks nice.
Thanks, Darlene. I appreciate that, as do all of us. And I know when those planners were talked about for the downtown, a comment was made, if we put them in, they have to be taken care of, and they have really stepped up on their own to do this. So when we see them, let's be sure and thank them, and we'll do something for them also like we have in the past. So, thank you. Anything else from the board?
I wanted to take a moment to recognize Oregon Cable Access. They're the folks that are behind the scenes. Dan's behind the screens back there, and the camera's never on Dan, but they give of themselves pretty selflessly to keep the village educated about things that are happening, to make sure that events are being videotaped, and to make sure that they're being archived and available for families that maybe weren't able to attend those events. And they do all of that without a lot of fanfare, but in last week's Oregon Observer, there was a really nice article on Oregon Cable Access and exactly what they do for us. So I I wanted to thank them
Yeah,
publicly.
thanks, Jeff, for bringing that up. Anything else from any board members? Okay, we'll go to item B, staff comments, upcoming meetings. Mr. Grace?
So we have National Night Out tomorrow night. There is no meeting next week, Monday, because of the election on the 9th, and we do have the election on the 9th, and then the next board meeting is the 15th, and we anticipate having at least one committee meeting on the 22nd. And then I had a handout that from Jeff that this week we're starting to work on Element South meeting, just as a FYI to the board.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other staff, anything? I just make a comment about National Night Out. It's always a great night, lots of people downtown, a lot of fun and excitement, and it's well worth your time to step down if you're free to be there, whether people on the board, staff, or in the community who are watching tonight. So it's just a lot of fun and a really good community event.
It's my first, so I'm anxious to see it as well.
Yeah.
I know the staff have been working hard.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's well put together and a good evening for the community. Okay, item A, Oregon Area Fire EMS Chief's monthly report for June.
FYI.
Yeah, we're getting real good reports in a different way than we used to, and I know the board has expressed appreciation for that.
Yep.
Then item B is FYI also, Wisconsin Election Commission, agency transition update and photo ID update. Do you have comments on that, Peggy?
So you put the link.
I would just say that, take a look here. That the federal district judge issued an order, implementing an affidavit option for voters unable to obtain an acceptable photo ID. This will be in effect for November, not for August.
Okay.
That's your question.
Okay. Any questions, anyone? Okay, we'll go to item C, discussion and possible action regarding 2016 roadway mill and overlay. The award recommendation is for the motion that the board enter into a contract with Payne and Dolan Incorporated of Pittsburgh for the bid amount of $189,886.95 for the completion of the 2016 roadway mill and overlay project.
So move. Second.
Thank you. Okay.
And we are paying for this, Jerry, I know you're gonna ask that.
Yep, you're right on that.
From the recent borrowing that we did.
Okay.
Yep.
And the 50,000, is that out of the general?
Out of 405.
405.
Yeah, the street improvement fund.
Street improvement fund.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
Yep.
Looks like it came in under bid too.
It came in below our estimate, and we actually, we were very pleased with it. We're able to do a little more. We're trying to get more roadway done, because I think we had a few lean years, and this is a real good step in taking care of some areas that were feeling a little neglected. So it'll be a very good addition.
Jeff, do you want to just go through the streets we're doing so the people that are watching will know what those are?
Absolutely. We'll be doing Walnut Street from Ash to South Burr Oak. We'll also be doing Walnut Street from Bethel Court and northward and eastward to South Burr Oak Avenue. We'll do Bethel Court. We'll do Cedar Drive, Hickory Court, Amanda Court, and then we've added this year South Main Street from approximately 809 South Main Street to 862 South Main Street, which is an area that has a tremendous amount of pothole repairs over the years, and so that's an area that we've received a lot of complaints about through the year, and we've just added that.
Okay, very good.
And I think Candy put this on our Facebook page, right, Jeff, last week? If she, I asked her to, I'll ask her to.
Yes,
Okay.
I mean,
She
the
did?
maps.
Okay, because there's maps attached to it that,
Yeah.
people can look at it.
Okay, great. Any further questions or discussion? So we have the motion to enter into a contract with Payne and Dolan of Pittsburgh for the bid amount of $189,886.95 for the completion of the 2016 roadway mill and overlay project. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item D is a K-9 monthly report for June. Are there any questions here? Any comments you need to make, Chief?
I'll just add that our K-9 unit's doing a good job. We have a new sergeant on nights now. I anticipate those numbers are probably going to increase even farther. So she's got some good ideas on how to use the K-9. So good.
So does Vendy then get transitioned between handlers?
No, stays with her handler's Josh Coleman, has always been Josh.
Right.
But my comment about the supervision is there's different priorities, I guess I'll say, that have been placed on our K-9 unit with the new sergeant. So I think there'll be some new initiatives, some new expectations with our officers and how to use them, and probably, well, I shouldn't say probably, there will be more training on what to recognize from our officers leading up to drug recognition and things like that on traffic stops. So I anticipate those numbers, like I said, will probably increase.
Good, thank you. Anything else, anyone? Okay, thanks, Chief. And thank Josh also. Item E, discussion and possible recommendation regarding Legend of Bergamot Phase 3F improvements. The recommended motion, the village board to accept the newly installed water and sewer utilities as part of the Legend of Bergamot Phase 3F improvements along the remainder of Carnoustie Way. By accepting these utilities, the village will assume responsibility for the ongoing maintenance and operation of these utilities.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
Jeff, are you in agreement with this motion?
I hope so. I wrote it.
All right.
Yes,
Since
actually,
we're assuming the responsibility, I
yes.
just wanted to
Well,
make sure.
yeah, this is very typical. The finishing part of Carnoustie Way is within a private portion of the gate, and so we are not taking over responsibility for the roadway, curb, gutter, sidewalk. That's still under Bergamot. This is just the water and sewer installations. We did have our engineers out during construction and making sure that it was being built accordingly. They witnessed the tests, and the bacteria tests have come back safe on the water system. The system's been pressurized and is operating fine. So we're confident in taking that over and bringing it into our system.
Anything else?
Do you do anything inside the gates? Plow snow or anything?
No, we actually, our utilities are within easements. Within this, it's all basically considered quasi-private property, owned by the association. And all we do is maintain the water and sewer. Just like on the backside of, the other portion of Carnoustie Way is the same way, as well as the backside as you go down beyond the clubhouse over there, exact same type of arrangement.
Anything else? Okay, so we have motion second to accept the newly installed water and sewer utilities as part of the Legend of Bergamot Phase 3F improvements along the remainder of Carnoustie Way. By accepting these utilities, the village will assume responsibility for the ongoing maintenance and operation of these utilities. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item F.
Thank you.
Discussion and possible recommendation, agreement with Spillman for the Police Department Records Management System. The recommended motion, approve the shared agency computer software end user license agreement with Spillman Technologies for Records Management System.
So moved.
Oh, sorry. Steve, that's the one we were going to table.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to stop. I thought you were going to stop.
No, I didn't remember.
Jeff,
Okay.
you're too quick, Jeff. No, I'm sorry, Brian. We're going to table this for some reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know if Brian wants to add to that, but just.
Yeah, we need some further discussions with county IT, so we're going to table it for till the next meeting for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Mike did call me about that mid-afternoon, but that was too long ago, obviously.
All right.
You're going so fast, I couldn't.
Well, in fairness to the audience, I thought Brian did an amazing job of setting this up. There's a lot of information in the packet that really makes the decision easy from my perspective. So,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And
I had the same reaction.
I'll make sure to put it in the next time around as well, but I was told that the more information you get, the better. So.
Absolutely, yeah. The more information, the less questions.
There you go.
Yeah.
I told Brian, the number one question to me is how we're going to pay for it.
That's Jerry.
Okay, that's Jerry. And then
Yeah.
what are going to be, what's the purchase, and then what's the ongoing maintenance?
Yeah.
So
You don't even need us anymore, do you?
I worked here for a few years, Jerry. So Brian didn't run a shove in the PowerPoint.
Okay.
So we'll wait.
Ready to move on?
Wait on that one.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. So item G, discussion possible recommendation regarding request from Ted Wallace for refund of liquor license application fee for Happy Sunshine Seminary Ltd., which is Alpine Liquors. Recommend a motion due to the significant staff time and legal fees spent on this particular liquor license application process. Village staff is recommending not to refund any of the fees to Ted Wallace.
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Ted, if you want to address the board, you certainly can. You're welcome.
Good to see you here, by the way.
So any comments you want to make on
Yeah, look, we've all spent a lot of time and energy and money, but I just wanted to highlight, I guess, what I guess would be fair. You know, I've brought millions into this town sales. I've donated at least 25,000 in various charities in and around town, including $900 to the police department last year for the kids program. So I've tried my best to do my part. So I guess, in all fairness, I would just like, since I didn't use my liquor license or tobacco, just, do you technically have to give it back to me? Probably not, but I'm just asking in all fairness. I would appreciate it.
And what's the amount?
600 and 600 for liquor. 600 for the liquor. Okay. And then I know what it is for cigarettes. It's 100, so 700.
Okay.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on how staff came to their recommendation?
We spent hours, excuse me, we spent hours on this, and including, I didn't get a chance to look up how much we spent legally, but we easily exceeded that on Matt's time. And I understand what Ted is saying, but also in fairness to village residents, obviously we were covering this. I just didn't think it made sense to return it to him. That's just my recommendation.
What would you estimate Matt's time at? And I won't hold you to this.
I'd have to, I don't want to take a guess. I know it's more than $600. He charges, what, $175 an hour. I easily spent that. And then just my time and Candy's time and staff time, just generally speaking too.
Which I very much appreciate.
I know you do. Yeah, it's not personal. This is just, you know, we've done this. We refunded, I think, 2 other ones, but they didn't. You know, we didn't spend the time on this. We did it for Jerry Hack, and it was strictly, that's when the building burned down, of course. And we did Walgreens, but that was something that we didn't spend that much time on as much as this. And,
my only thought is, if everything would have fallen in place, he would have got his license. Would we then at that point have asked him to pay the attorney fees? No. I don't think we would, so I'm gonna vote in favor of getting his fees back to him.
That's fine, that's fine.
Any other comments? It's kind of a tough spot because you've had a tough go over the last couple months, and
I've lost millions.
Staff has put in a lot of time, as well as our attorney fees. So,
Eric, is that a motion of some sort?
Yeah, we have a motion.
On the table,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just my comment, you know, and I'm nothing against staff's comments.
No, that's fine.
Not to refund them, they have their reasons, and I just felt, you know, if everything would have fallen in place, he would have got his license, we would have spent the money anyway, so, I guess it's just part of the village doing business.
And from my perspective, just a counterpoint, not because I respect what you're saying, and this isn't in no way is trying to reflect on your comment, but when I think about the village administration recommending something to me in terms of why did I make the motion, I take their recommendations very strongly, and unless I've got an overriding reason to reverse their decision, I try to support the village administration's decisions as much as possible. So that's why I made the motion. And I just don't have an overriding reason to reverse the village administration decision at this point.
I respect that decision.
Like I said, it's a tough spot.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Yeah, it's not clean cut for sure.
I'll just make a comment. I kind of agree with Eric too, but I know that he has given a lot to the village too. I know that baseball teams and supplied them with their uniforms and a lot. He's done a lot for Oregon too.
Any other comments? Seeing none, we have the motion that due to the significant staff time and legal fees spent on this particular liquor license application process, the motion is to not refund the fees to Ted Wallace. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Opposed?
Aye. No, nay,
Is that-
whatever you want me to say.
Was that 5-2?
Maybe.
I think it's 4-3. These,
Well, it depends on Steve's vote, right?
oh, yeah,
I voted in favor of your motion.
so that's 4-3.
Yeah. So the vote was to not do the.
Is that an accurate vote? Because it was very,
Let's do a roll call.
it was very, I think for the record, we should do that.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Pollock,
Aye.
Carpenter,
Aye.
Woodrow,
Aye.
Red Howard,
Nay.
Grenier,
Nay.
Poole,
Nay.
Staton.
Aye. So it was 4-3.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the refund will not happen.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for coming for us, Ted. We appreciate that. Thanks for your past contribution to the village, and good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Okay. So item H, for board's information, the village administrator's 2017 budget memorandum.
Very similar to past years and just giving you the schedule again for your planning.
So as I think we all know, but we get this early so the dates are on our calendar, we're all set.
Absolutely.
I hope.
The fun begins.
I'll act surprised when I get here.
I know that. I know that. I know that.
Okay, and item I, village board members' request for Oregon Public Library statistical analysis summary.
I think that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt, especially with the conversation that we've been having, if we roll it back, the original conversation was the library needed to be remodeled, and from as long as I've been sitting on the board. And then the conversation kind of evolved into why put $2.5 million into a remodel if it's really time to potentially look at the central campus plan and maybe look at this from a 20-25 year perspective as opposed to a 2-3 year perspective. And so my recommendation to Nikki was, we really need to educate the community as to the need, because I don't think that this is going to be simply by the will of the members sitting at this board that the central campus ultimately gets launched and that the library becomes the first phase. I think it's going to have to be a groundswell. It's going to have to come from the community, and the more they understand about the need and the more they understand about the urgency, I think the more urgency will be brought to the board and brought to village administration to move this along. So that was my reasoning behind asking for more information, and I would like to offer Nikki an opportunity to narrate what she's given us. It's a lot of information. It's really good information. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So as you said, this analysis that I've shared with you all today and that's in the online packet is in response to some of your questions. I initially started sharing a lot of statistics with the board to try to prepare you all for a couple of different things. One is more short-term. We need to make sure that we continue to be keeping a pace with some of our peer libraries in the area. There's also the Dane County standards to keep in mind, and we are in a space that's too small for us now. If we start working towards a new library by taking steps in each budget, I think that that's a responsible way to move forward so that it's not too much of sticker shock for anyone, because no one enjoys that, as far as certainly not the public. So hopefully you'll find the handout that I shared with you today to be a bit more visual in nature, and I also added some more contextual information. So to narrate, the first chart that you have there demonstrates the square footage of all libraries in Dane County that are in municipalities of 4,000 or more, and it excludes Madison Public Libraries. That's a multi-branch system, and far larger. And you can just see there that we're smaller than any of the others. And then to the right, there's some information about, historically, when those municipalities had made the move to build, expand, renovate, etc. Then you'll find sort of a recap of the Dane County standards, which are a set of standards that all libraries in Dane County agree to abide by, and a couple of things come with that. One of them is the ability to not have to pay the county library tax, and so you can see there that when the second chart here is normalized for Oregon, so the 100% is where Oregon is. So for instance, if you look at DeForest, they have a smaller population, but they have 50% more materials than we do. Again, I'm recommending a sort of a stepped approach to get there. The library historically has been very eager to have more space, and it's always felt like it was right around the corner. And so sometimes, things we held back on some things, maybe gotten secondhand tables rather than new tables. Other things that, we're sort of biding our time, and it would help us to have some idea and direction to know, what should we be planning for, what kind of time frame. I know you're not going to be able to share any commitment of that sort today, but I think that the more information you and the public have, the better off we'll all be. Today's public is far more mobile than ever before. People live in one locale, commute to another, maybe their kids are in another school district, and the next chart on the second page indicate we're barely on the chart at all at 10,500 square feet, and it's not very far for people to have to travel to get super modern facilities. And when people choose other libraries, that affects how much reimbursement we get from the county. So the more we invest in our own community, depending on how that proportionally works out with the rest of the communities, we have a better chance of receiving more funds that way as well. It also is dependent to some extent on square footage, how much we are reimbursed for the facilities portion of that. Just a lot of different moving parts. And if we are to have a larger library that fits what the village space analysis says we need, that will be quite a large change. And so again, just underlining the fact that, let's take this slowly, responsibly, and make steps towards that so that we can all, reap the benefits. Then I have some recent feedback from library patrons. We had a 2-week online survey in July, and there's some feedback from the public there, and a plea to continue forward movement. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I would also like to say that you shouldn't be too surprised when, a couple of months down the line, I'll be coming to you and saying the library would like to request more funding for the 2017 budget. So at that point, I'd like to make sure that, I'd offer myself to speak with each of you individually to answer any questions that you have about the budget, whether it's past, present, future. And I would also like to say that I'm very grateful to the village administrator and the finance director. Ever since my arrival, they've been very responsive to all my questions and have been open to any needed improvement suggestions I have. So, thank you.
Good. And thank you. Are there questions?
Thank you.
No, I think the report is very well done.
Yeah.
A lot of information in it. I'm always intrigued by the fact that circulation goes up during the summer months at the library, and which is good. Is that school-age children, or is it adults, or?
It's everyone.
Everyone, okay.
It's everyone.
So people have more time? Is that how you define
I
it?
can't speak for everyone's personal schedules,
Yeah.
but I think that when sometimes people have an opportunity to go on a vacation, maybe they would like to read more, maybe they're spending more time outside.
Yeah.
Family activities oftentimes, and families reading together. It's super, super important for youth, whether they're about to go into school or in school, to be practicing these skills so that they're staying on course. And I think families in the community recognize that, and everyone sort of digs in the summer.
Very good. It's just, I've been aware of that for quite some time, and I see it's holding again in June of this year.
Any other questions or comments? So again, Nikki, thanks for your report, and thanks for your staff, the good job they do. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Takes us to item 13, which is report of committees. There are none before us tonight. And then item 14, minutes not requiring action. First is the Oregon Library Resolution establishing a building committee and the director's monthly report. That's in our packet and therefore available for those watching on TV. And then item B, the 7/12/2016 Village of Oregon Cable TV Committee. Minutes are there also, but not requiring action. Item 15 is unfinished business. There's none before us. Item 16 is new business. There's none before us. Item 17, approval of pending new operator licenses. These are approved by the police department. The first is Quick Trip number 302, Marilyn Schultz, and then Stop and Go, Dana Philibrown. So we need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 18, approval of pending renewal operator licenses approved by the police department. There are none. There's a list of future agenda items coming our way as time goes on. And item 20 is a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
come up with this?
Oh, I don't know. We just needed something to show the kids. I know in 4th grade they talk about simple machines, and a lever is a simple machine, so it's a good way to kind of go back on their class curriculum and reinforce that in the science fair.
It's a great demonstration too. It's a great visual.
Yeah, thank you.
Just don't put it in the rain.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's going to
Thanks for volunteering for this.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming today.
All right, we got a lot more kids to see. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. We got some great scientists sitting with us here. We got Haley over here. Hi, Haley.
That's Haley.
Haley, you're Haley. I'm confused already.
So,
Hold on, Haley. Now, what's your name?
Haley.
Haley? Haley. And who are we with here?
Reese Herneman.
Reese?
Reese Herneman.
That's fantastic. I love it. You guys are fantastic. Now, what did you do here today? Who's going to help talk about it? And
can.
Okay, you can? All right.
So, the thing that we call it is the gummy candy experiment.
Come over here. We'll get your both
Gummy,
over here. Come over
gummy,
here. Here, get over here.
Gummy candy experiments by Reese Herneman, Lana Patterson, Haley Akale.
And what was it like to work on this? Come over here a little more.
It was fun.
It was fun?
Yeah.
What was the greatest joy of it?
Let's see. Taking them out and feeling them. I like feeling them.
That is fun, isn't it? When you take them out and feel them. Now, do you get to eat these things?
No.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but they taste gross. Seriously.
How do you know they taste gross?
Because if you put like a pickle juice in your mouth, that like Sour Patch Kid, it will taste really yucky. Or you can throw up. If you do it.
So who are your teachers?
Miss Doherty and Miss Doherty.
You're both in Miss Doherty's class?
Yep.
Are you her only students?
No, we have way more people in our class.
You do?
We're going to have 23 people very soon because Isaiah's moving.